For this video, I'm going to go through how to create a part from Swept Boss Base. Swept Boss Base is essentially an extrusion containing two elements, a path and a profile. The profile is basically a cross-sectional sketch of the part, and the path is the pathway that the extrusion runs along. So we're just going to start by creating a sketch. So we'll open a sketch like we always do by first selecting the plane that we're going to work on. So to start off with, we're going to use the front plane so that we can sketch down the path that the profile is going to follow. So select the front plane, sketch, and it should automatically come normal to. If it doesn't come normal to the plane, just select normal to in the view taskbar near the top. Now we're just going to select line here, but we're not just going to do a simple straight line. We're going to put in a few curves and a line or two at angles, just to give you an idea of how flexible an extrusion Swept Boss Base can be. Really, when you're marking out a path for your extrusion, the only thing that's limiting you really is that if you make it any curves that come back around in the same direction too narrow, that SOLIDWORKS can't calculate the geometry properly. So now that we have our sketch done out, next step is to smart dimension it. You can put down any dimension you like, but remember, try and not make it too narrow for the profile. Also, don't forget that when you're doing a sketch, that's always important to make sure that it's fully defined. So as you can see, there's still some parts of the sketch that aren't fully defined. You can tell by the blue line rather than the black. So I'm just going to exit out of smart dimension and just try and move around the lines and see where that is coming from. So the center of the last curve isn't defined from the origin. So just to fix that, I'm just going to put in the dimension stating where that is from the origin. And that's our path complete. And the next step is to create the profile that's going to run along this path. So when we're looking to place our profile, the first thing to do is where are we going to locate it? The origin is probably the best place right now because it'll make it defining it fully much easier. Plus, it happens to be on the end point of the line. Now, keep in mind that we're going to be doing this on the right plane, so it's actually not going to be on the same plane as the path that we've just drawn. So we'll actually have to exit the sketch so that we can do a sketch on another plane. So click right plane, sketch, and normal to. Now for the profile, we're going to try a polygon. And the polygon manager, you'll see we have quite a few options here. One of them in particular is for construction. Now this works on the same basis as the for construction option for the line, whereby if I was to click that, I'd have a polygon in construction and it wouldn't show up on the end part. But we're going to keep this unticked for now. This box here basically defines what type of polygon it is. Right now it's set to 6 sides, so it's basically going to be a hexagon we're going to be drawing out. And you can also decide whether it's going to be an inscribed circle or a circumscribed circle. So we're just going to keep these options as they are. So you can see that when sketching out a polygon, it sketches out much the same way as a circle. That's because you're using a circle to determine the shape of the polygon. Right now we have it as an inscribed circle. And then it's as simple as smart dimensioning one of the edges. Now you may find yourself that this isn't enough to fully define the sketch, so you may have to add another measurement elsewhere. Keep that measurement, and the sketch is now fully defined, and we're ready to move on to extrude it. So this final step is really the simplest part of creating a sweat boss base. Now to begin with, we'll have to exit out of all sketches, and then moving into features. Now sweat boss base, it should be in the features toolbar by default, but if it isn't, all you have to do is you have to go up to customize, commands, and it should be in the features bar right here. So just select it and you'll have it. Now you'll notice that in the feature manager for the sweep that you're given 2 boxes to fill out, the profile and the path, and we have both of these here. So it's currently selected on the profile. So from the drop down menu we'll just pick the sketch, and then we'll select the path. And as you can see, it should automatically generate a preview. Select OK if you're satisfied, and there you go. You have your swept boss or base.